Welcome back to Slacker Gaming, and welcome back to the Kansas City Royals franchise rebuild. And in this episode, we're going to be going to the offseason and covering everything that we're doing in the offseason and seeing how this team can rebound from a World Series loss to the Dodgers. So if you guys would like to watch that, stick around. All right, so we lost 4-0 in the World Series against the Dodgers, and coming back into it, there are a few things we need to address. The main thing, I think, is going to be offensive output. I feel like our pitching is really what got us to the World Series, and although they did great in the World Series, it just wasn't enough for our offense to get enough runs to, win us a World Series. So in the offseason, I want to address some of the offensive concerns we have, whether it be just productivity, whether it be we need someone better in that position and all this stuff. So we're going to try to address that in the offseason and see if we can get ourselves a good offensive team as well as a good pitching team. 5 days to negotiate contracts. Qualifying offers was $23 million. We're actually good on staff right now. Pretty good there. Exclusive free agent contract negotiations. We got nobody. So yeah, we should be. We'll have to see though. We'll have to see because there's going to be a lot of money in this offseason. So we'll have to see how this all goes. Let's just sim a day at a time until we get to somewhere. Last day for a qualifying offer, $23.6 million to qualify free agents. Yeah, we don't have any qualifying offers, right? Yeah, we have nobody to qualify offer. That's what that means. Okay, cool. So we're past qualifying offers. To offer contracts to free agents. Yes, I would like to stop simulating. We need to go through and try to get some insight on what this stuff might cost us. So I'm assuming Cole Reagans is going to be pretty damn expensive. If I had to guess, he wants $36 million a year. I guess we could technically give that to him. Make an offer. Because arbitration, I think, is going to cost us around $25 million, if not more, for arbitration. It's different. It's almost half of 36. Let's go arbitration here. We'll go $17 million and see what they do. I'm sure it's going to be more than that. But we're going to offer it. $17 million. I think we could actually assign him to a long-term contract, but also we could get him. But that's really going to stop what we can do for the rest of the team as well. And we've got a lot of good players that we're going to have to try to bring back. Yeah. We kind of figure that out. We got to make sure that we're leaving enough money later to be able to help as well. So, Alec Marsh, he's won $18 million a year. What would you get? 8 last year. We'll give him 13. 13 I feel comfortable giving him. Kumar Rocker, how much do you want, buddy? 14.7. I feel like you need to do more, buddy. Maybe we offer like a $6 million contract there. And then Acuna, how much do you want, buddy? 8.3. I guess the question is Acuna going to be our center fielder of the future? Is really what it comes down to. Let's see. He's fast, which we like. Fielding is good. Arms really not, but reaction and fielding are good. Yeah, I'd say we actually try to get this guy to a longer contract here. So let's go and try. He wants $8.3 million a year. A 3-year deal would be, and how much does he have in arbitration? Another 3 years. So I think we go back to arbitration here. And he wants $8 million, so let's give him $4 million for arbitration. Let's give him $5 million for arbitration. So feel good about those arbitration hearings. Let's get these contracts signed and on the team. Go through here and do all this, and I will get back to you guys here in a second. So let's take a look and see what they think we need here. Left fielder. That's pretty much what I feel like too. So our left fielder, we have people that could be there. Victor Robles, as much as I love him, probably going to be his last season here. So could be a guy that we kind of move on from this season or next season. I love the stolen bases, but we need, and he did good this year. I mean, he hit 283, which is amazing. I'm just looking at his age and thinking he's probably only got a year or two left before he starts declining. Middle, we kind of have decided that Acuna will be our center fielder, kind of the future, as long as he keeps going up, not down. And hopefully, he'll have some good seasons. He had a couple for the Mets and then kind of dropped off. So hopefully we can get him back on the right track for next year. And then the left fielder is kind of where we're at, where I feel like we're kind of plugging and playing, and that's not going to work forever. That's not something I want to necessarily do for a long time. We do have younger guys down there. So like if we go to 2030, we got, Cross, Clifford, Marquez up there as well. One of our main prospects, 86 in 2032. So we do have guys underneath there, but if we're going to be making a push now, we really need someone in left field that is going to give us a chance at a good season. So we might go out and try to make some moves and stuff. I'm going to try to test the trade talks and see if we can get a couple of guys moved around, some contracts unloaded, and try to find us a left fielder that we feel like could help us right now as we are, making that push. And so trying to get a left fielder. And I don't believe is there any good left fielders in here? I don't think so. I mean, but yeah. So our best one would be Donovan here, which I don't really feel too great about. Oscar Hernandez would be amazing, but he's getting old. He's probably digressing. Yeah, he's going to start this year. And then Tyler O'Neill would be a good one maybe for a couple of years, but I mean, still looking at his average, 254 isn't great. Quan, what's he hitting? 275 still, so Quan would be a good one. Just not sure. It looks like he's kind of digressing a little bit as well. Not sure it's something we could stomach. So, I mean, let's just look like right fielders. Yeah, right fielders not much either. I mean, a lot of these guys are just older. I think the only way we're going to be able to get these guys is going to be through trading. But anyways, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what we could do and see and trade. I'm going to kind of run through some trades and see, and we're going to try to offload a couple of bigger contracts that I feel like won't be beneficial for us and kind of go from there. So let me go through the trades and I'll catch you up with any trades we make. All right. So I think we have a trade here. So obviously I feel like left field is a position that we need to be better in and be better in, quite soon. So we have 73 Manuel Rodriguez trio. Phil Marquez is here, but they're still a couple of years away. We really need someone that could step in now and do well for us in left field for the next couple of years. That being said, James Wood, I feel like, is a very good prospect that could stay here for the long term if we could somehow afford him. But he brings, a decent defense. I mean, not great defense, but decent defense. His numbers are a little bit going down on the contacts, but going up in the power. The speed, 78, is good enough. Obviously, we're not going to really use him for stealing bases. The big drawback is he's hitting 228 last year and 238 last year. So two really low hitting averages in the last couple of years. So that being said, I think we should go after him. I think he could definitely benefit. I think he's going to, again, look at his potential going up. I think he is going to be kind of a good guy in the next couple of years, and I feel like he could have a good season, breakout season here. Now, you might be asking, well, what are we going to do to give up to get a all-star type of player in the future for that? And we've had to go kind of deep on it. We're basically giving up. We're giving up a prospect catcher that we have that we drafted this last year. And again, I don't think it's B potential, but as far as I see, he's 22. We got Blake Mitchell at 23. I don't really see anybody really taking over Blake Mitchell unless something like catastrophic happens. Well, he'll kind of always be our starter now, kind of like Salvi. He's going to be our starter for the next 7-8 years. So I'm not really worried about having young catchers. Now you see this guy down here, and you might be saying, well, what about him? Well, it would be great as if we could have Blake Mitchell and Evan Garrison both up at the majors at the same time. But basically, we gave up a prospect there. We're giving up our big guy at second base, Connor Norby. Huge year last year for us. Got a lot better for us throughout the year. Hit 235, which isn't, I guess, outstanding. But look at these numbers that he's done before. I felt like last year he didn't get the full repertoire. He got some games off with Massey playing so well. And the big reason for this is, one, the $7 million contract that I signed him to. I feel like he didn't bring the $7 million worth of value for us. I also feel the biggest thing is that Ponce is going to be ready for the majors this year. And I feel like he's going to kind of take over for Norby. I think Massey is going to kind of still stay in that backup role. But I think Ponce here is going to kind of take over that role as a starter and everything. So we don't really need 3 second basemen that are, this good. So, we're taking, this guy out and hopefully getting James Wood, who they're not essentially the same. I mean, there's a two age difference there with Norby, but the Nationals are needing a second baseman. They're needing a catcher, a third baseman, and a shortstop, and that's what we give them there. And then Bobby Dahlback, be potential 69 overall guy there as well, giving him them. I could give them Maikel Garcia, I guess, but I feel like Dahlback can still give them some good stuff. So this is a trade we're gonna make. I feel like we're winning from the trade, but I also feel like they're winning as well because they're getting a second baseman that's going to be good for several years to come, and they don't really have anybody else in the system here that looks like they could blossom into something. So that's kind of giving them their second baseman of the future. We already have a second base of the future, and then also a catcher. They got some guys here, but they got Ruiz is going to be, eventually retiring and stuff, and then they don't have much down here. So I feel like it benefits both of us, but I do feel like it hopefully gives us a third base or left fielder of the future, and hopefully he kind of blossoms into that, even though he's had a couple of down years lately. So we're taking the bank on that. We're hoping that he can have a couple of good years for us. Look, he could just continue to struggle and hit 230 and never do anything, and then, we lost out on this trade. So that's just part of trading. That's part of getting jobs done. But I feel good about our left field role right now, and hopefully this trade will be a big part of it. We'll do other trades. I'm going to do some other trades just to kind of move rosters around and try to get some people into places. Like, we don't really have like 3 shortstops right now, so I need to get some more shortstop help without signing just crappy people in here to fill these in like I have been. So I'm going to make some other trades, and when I do so, I will come back. All right, so we found another trade. Again, we're going after some shortstop help. Basically found this guy, and he's super fast, steals a lot of bases. So we're going to invest in this guy, and hopefully he can get us some good return here in the future with stealing bases and just being a good base runner and stuff like that. I also like his arm 72, so switch hitter. Like all those stats, so we're going to go ahead and go out and get him. But in order to get him, we had to give up quite a bit. So we're giving up Maikel Garcia. They need a third baseman. This is the main trading point. Again, Kobe Mayo's our guy, and so Maikel Garcia really didn't see much playing time when he got traded to us. And also, I feel like his big thing is his defense. I mean, yes, he can hit for a decent average. 253 is not bad, but his main thing is his defense and how good his defense is. And we're not going to utilize his defense because Kobe Mayo is going to be out there, and he's got not as good as defense, but still pretty good defense as well. So that all being said, that's where we're going to go there with Maikel Garcia. They also need a center fielder, so we're going to give them Tyler Freeman. Get rid of that little bit of that money there for them. I don't know if he'll necessarily even really start for them, but it is another piece they could use. And then they also wanted a third baseman and the center fielder. And then I figured they needed some starting pitching. Looking at their starting pitchers, their first 3 are good. After that, though, I mean, they kind of are, relying on some young guys. And so I figured, hey, we could give you guys another young guy that could definitely help, 74. So he would fit right in here and see if he could push someone for a starting position. So they're happy with that trade, and I'm happy with the trade. I kind of get some shortstop help as far as the numbers, roster sizes go, but I also get a good shortstop in the future, hopefully, that can give us some running on the base, which is kind of what we were looking for at shortstop. So gonna make that trade, and just like that, we got probably maybe one more trade to make. I want to make sure that we have some good backups, so to speak. I don't think I'm going to touch much of the free agency. I'll be honest with you. I feel like we spent a lot of money last year in free agency, but this year we kind of have, I feel like, the base of what we need. We just kind of need them to play well, or, you know what I mean? Like, we just need them to play better, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So hopefully this year we can kind of get some good things going here offensively, and hopefully we can kind of take care of what we've been needing to take care of in the future. So we're going to go ahead and do this and kind of see where we're at. Again, here, I'm saying we're probably a year away from Victor Robles going away. He will be a trading piece next year, the year after. This year, though, I feel like we definitely need him out in the right field. So I'll look around and see if we can make another trade and go from there. Couldn't make any more trades. In the free agency, we're just going to look for relief pitchers. Reason being is I just want to see kind of what the market is for them, and what we could get, what we could afford for a reliever that is, I would say, younger, but a reliever that is kind of more elite than the relievers we have now. Now, don't get me wrong, we have we have pretty much the best relievers, and that's good to see. But we're going to have to pay a lot of money next year. So I want to try to get ahead of it and see what we could do this year to get ahead of the influx of money next year. So, okay. Love that. Still love that trade. All right. Let's check out free agency. Gender contracts. Barrios is a guy that we traded for. Renew. Boom. Done. And then arbitration. I guess do we go out and sign him to a long-term deal, or do we wait on him and see what he does this year? So we'll have arbitration for the next 3 years. So what's he making now? Okay, so say he makes like $8 million this year, probably 10 to 12 next year. I mean, this could get expensive quick. So let's think what he wants. 10 mil a year. So for 3 years, 10 mil a year. Or no, he wants 13.7. He wants 14 mil over the next 3 years. 28. Oof. The question is, does he ever get to the point? Let's arbitration him this year and see where he goes. If he has a great year, yes, we'll sign him to a long-term deal. My thought is, yes, I would love to do a long-term deal. The problem is that he wants $30 million a year now for a long-term contract, and I feel like if we only go 3 years where he only wants 14 mil, I feel like we could get him for 8 mil this year, 10 mil, and then 12 mil the next year. So like the arbitration years, we could fill up with a lower amount than signing him to a long-term contract. So I think at this point we hit him with arbitration. I think he's worth probably 7.5, 8 mil here. Let's go 7.5. I'd be okay giving him 7.5 on that one. We'll see how the arbitration hearings go, but I think that right now we should do that instead of investing a 30 mil price tag on him when we don't know what he's going to give us. And we got to be diligent with our money because we don't got a lot of money of it. So we need to definitely be diligent of what we're doing with our money. I will not be butthurt if they decide to go somewhere else. Because again, I'm not really going crazy on it. I mostly just want to see what we're doing here. I just don't feel like there's really anybody else we need, to be honest with you. They say, well, closing pitcher, starting. I don't need starting pitcher. I have so many good starting pitchers. I don't know what to do with half of them. A relief pitcher is kind of where I'm like, well, if I could get one for a good price, that would be good. 2.27 for Joe Jimenez. Duvall would be good to get, but I'm not going to be butthurt about it, and I'm sure he's going to want way too much. 2.7, yeah, I just don't think it's worth. I don't think it's worth there. So, yeah, we'll keep locking it in, see if we could get one relief pitcher. I think that would be helpful to us, but I don't think it's absolutely needed. I mean, Bubic, Ursag, Dominguez doing his thing. He's probably going to start having down years, though. And then Zerpa, young guy. I mean, honestly, we probably need to touch in the draft a little bit for relief pitchers because kind of after that, we're dropping off quite a bit. But, yeah, I'm not going to worry about it right now. So let's go ahead and see if we sign a guy. Contract decision incoming. I'm assuming he's going to sign with us. $9 million, pretty good. I mean, it's hard to not say yes to that. 3-year, $9 million. That's a pretty big contract for a relief pitcher that's 32 years of age. Yep, I figured. He's treated like royalty, so welcome to the Royals. Yeah, I think that's like our big get. Looks like the Orioles able to sign Adley back. 3-year, $51 million deal, $17 million a year. I mean, worth $17 million a year. I think that's worth for a generational catcher. Absolutely. So, honestly, at this point, I think we're kind of done. Yeah, I feel pretty darn confident with where we're at here. I think we're kind of done with what we think we need. I don't really see anybody else that like we need to go after. So starting pitchers, I mean, we are all up in the 80s right now. Relief pitchers, I mean, pretty good there as well. We got our closer, Brian Abreu. Freddie Fermin, Blake Mitchell, gonna kind of hold it down there. Salvi's still there. Caglione looking to take another step up this year. Vinny Pasquantino still doing his thing. 271 average PS, another good year. Second baseman, the second baseman is probably where I feel like if we had to make an adjustment, it would be a second base, but I don't think we will. The fact that Massey is continually hit 250 plus every year, and I think the only reason he didn't this year is he just didn't get as many games in his bats, being kind of the backup. But I think, like, look at this, 258, 259, 282, 254. I mean, getting that out of a second baseman that just does his job and does it well, that's exactly what you want. And last year he had some pretty big home runs in the postseason to help us there. He had, 8 home runs all year, but he had at least two in the postseason. So, yeah, I think Ponce is just going to be a GOAT for us. I think he's just going to be good, and we'll see kind of how that all goes. Third baseman wise, Kobe Mayo's kind of got that locked down. He had a pretty good year last year. You see the increases across the board, 252. So he's going up, getting better, 30 home runs almost for him. So he's starting to kind of become that guy. He started hitting it well in the clutch moments. Does his clutch go up? +6 is good. So yeah, I mean, he started hitting well in the clutch moments, so that was good to see. We got Bobby Witt at shortstop. Left field, James Wood we went out and traded for. I think he could be the guy for us there, but honestly, if he's not, I feel confident with what we have coming up as well. I mean, Emmanuel Rodriguez could be very, very good for us. Phil Marquez has been growing. Johnny Zarco, I think, is going to be good. A bunch of younger guys. Trio could be good as well. I mean, we got a bunch of young guys in left field that I think eventually will get there. We just needed a guy now, and that's James Wood. Center field, Acuna is kind of our guy right now. Gavin Cross obviously had an okay season. Hoping he has a better season next year, but 249 is not awful, especially sharing time in center field. So, hoping that it gets better there in center field. And I think between them two, they're going to be okay and be able to hold it down. Center field is a position where I feel like there's not much as far the future goes. I mean, those two are kind of it right now. But again, like we have so many outfielders right now that we could end up moving around if we need to. Right field, Victor Robles is going to be our guy here for at least another couple of years. Estrada, I think, is going to be a GOAT. I think he's going to be really good. I think he's kind of 2 years maybe. When he's 22, 23 maybe is when he'll be ready. I think we can get another couple of years out of Robles, honestly. I think if we can get, he hit 283 last year. I think if he can hit 250 or above and steal 50 bases, then it's worth keeping him. I think he's going to be good enough to do what we need him to do. And he's, our leadoff guy right now. And then we got Burleson, who's he's kind of been pushed aside, but like I see him getting more playing time as a DH possibly. Like he just didn't play a lot last year, and that contract is kind of weighing on me. But it's only, I guess it's only 2.5 mil, not like 5 mil. So we'll see. I feel like he's good, but I feel like he, is going to be in that outfield role, but not be a starter. But he could kind of float around and play all positions except center field. Obviously, he's just not fast enough. So I feel good. I feel good with where we're at. I think we're good in free agency. I don't really think there's anybody else we need to go after. I think we got who we want to get. I feel comfortable going into the the regular season with what we have. So let's go ahead, continue to sim through. Must be set by tomorrow. All right, let's take a look at free agency. What's he want? 7 mil a year? I don't think so. Let's do this. Let's do 3 year, but drop this down to like 4 mil. 5.3. Yeah, let's do 3 and 5.3. 5.3 I would be okay with. I'm not too bothered by it, honestly. Arbitration. Okay, I just need to make sure arbitration's good. We signed we offered everyone that we possibly could. Contracts, yeah, Mesa can go. I don't really care. And with Diaz, 14 mil a year. All right, that's fine. Javier, 30 million, almost 30 million a year for Christian Javier. I still feel like 47 mil is a lot, but honestly, I feel like we're kind of going to steal as long as he keeps panning out. That's a big thing. He better pan out, otherwise, we overpaid for him, I guess. Because I don't really need you. It's more or less like, if you're going to fall in our lap, I'll take it. Shane Bieber on the move? Okay. Shane Bieber going to the Padres? I mean, I don't mind it. It seems fair enough. Seems fair enough. Because Bieber's dropping. I don't hate that. They gave up 2 starters basically for it. I don't mind that. Become free agents. This includes 15 mil for William Contreras. Oof, for 5 years. I mean, I see a 3-year deal there, but a 5 mil or a 5-year deal, I mean, teach his own. I ain't spending that money. I could tell you that. There you go. Look at that. Got him. So yeah, I absolutely think we're good now. I mean, look at this relief pitching. I could probably move on from some of them. Because, I mean, these guys are good. Probably like MacArthur and Lynch. We could probably move on from those 2 guys. See what we could get there. Let's see after we go through arbitration hearings and know what we owe and where our money is at. And then we will kind of go through there and we might get off some of those relief pitchers. Twins do Hicks for 26 mil. Logan Gilbert goes for 30 mil to the Mariners for 8 years. Golly, you're going to pay him after a 4.77 ERA last year. I mean, I understand he's a 93 overall. 30 mil for 8 years. So you're going to be eating that contract for at least 3 years from it. Draft lottery. Doesn't matter to us. White Sox still suck. Marlins not good. Athletics still suck. Rockies down there. Nationals. Let's see who makes the big move. It'll probably be like Detroit or something. All right, let's see it. Let's see who makes the big moves. There's always like one team jumps like 6 or 7 spots. It feels like. Not going to matter to me. I won't jump. So the Brewers jump 5, Angels jump 2, the White Sox. That's what you get, White Sox. That's what you get. I mean, I love it because then it's like, I feel like that happens to the White Sox every year, though. I feel like they're like the bottom 2 or 3, and they get pushed up into like 6, 7, 8. That's awesome. I mean, it sucks for them, but it's good for us. I mean, that's less picks they get within the division. That's awesome. That's so funny. It's so funny. Couldn't happen to a better team, am I right? Okay, so arbitration. We're good on free agency. I guess Rule 5 is the next one. It's in 3 days. Let's just go ahead and sim in the calendar. Rule 5, Nick Lodolo getting a 25 mil for 4 years. That's not bad. That's probably a good sign, honestly. He had a 3.29 ERA last year. Lodolo's good. He's only 30. You're getting him for 4 years, so you're getting him his prime probably, 30 to 34. I mean, prime is like 28 to like 32, 33, I feel like. is kind of the prime for a baseball player. Yeah, I mean, that's good. A 25 mil a year is a really good sign for them. All right, Rule 5 draft. Let's see if we got any players getting taken off our team. I don't believe so. I don't think we do sign anybody off here. Not a guy. Skipperoonie. All right. I got a, ooh, okay. What do we got here? So shortstop, no, awful, and a right fielder. Awful. No, absolutely not. Not even worth the money back. Get out of here. When do the arbitration hearings happen? 49 days? My goodness. Let's just sim to those. Sim to arbitration hearings. Felix Bautista getting a 15 mil contract. I don't hate that. I mean, I don't like that it's Baltimore, but I don't hate that. Not interested. James Wood, sided with Wood, 9 mil. Okay. I don't hate that. I don't remember what I offered him. Maybe 7.5 is what I offered him. I mean, I don't hate that. 9 mil's worth, I think for that. Cole Reagans, 32 mil. Eek! That's a tough one. That is a tough one. I mean, because what was he wanting? 30 mil? Alec Marsh, Royals for 13 mil. Kumar for 6. Nice. Royals for 4.5. Cool. So we did win some of them. Maybe we even overpaid for them. I don't know. So let's, I guess let's take a look at what we got for, to say we have for money. We don't have money, is that what it says? There was 7 mil over. Big one was Reagan's. I thought it would be, I guess, I don't know, 32 mil. We'll deal with it right now. That's fine. We'll go into it above and we'll make adjustments as we go. I mean, I'm okay with that. 32 mil though, that's wild. I mean, probably worth though. Honestly, probably worth, because we just paid Crochet 47 million. So to kind of get a steal here for 30 million, 32 million, kind of worth. I would love to bring him back. I just don't think we're gonna have the money to do it. I guess I should have signed him to like a 4-year 36 million, I think is what he wanted. Problem is, I just don't know if does he keep going up or does he start declining down to 90? Like, I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But in the meantime, let me see what we can do. Because honestly, like we're stacked as starting pitcher. I know injuries could happen, but like we have an 80 that's, you know, in AAA right now because we don't have the ability to bring him up. Yeah, I think let me try to see if I can find someone to take the 13 mil Alec Marsh deal. I don't know if we stick with Rocker because we have the more arbitration years with him. He's going to get expensive quick. Or we go Max Mayer, who has arbitration for 1 more year, but also is going to get expensive quick. Let's see what we can do for a trade, and I'll come back with you guys here in a second. Why the heck not? I think he could actually end up coming up at some point and being helpful in the future. So, and then, yeah, so speed, steal. Yeah, I'm fine with it. Let's do that. Gives us some wiggle room here in the budget, which is nice to see. I think honestly, Alec Marsh is just, he's going to get expensive. Yeah, he's already expensive. He's 13 mil. He's just going to get more expensive. Dominguez is going down. Trevor Richards going down. All multi-million-dollar contracts there. I feel good about that. To get back somebody that I think could be a star soon is really helpful, especially at center field. So let's go ahead and make that trade. It's gonna release some of our guys because he's not gonna come in as I guess it's down to 26, which is what we want. Now we do probably want one more because we do want Ponce up. So Ponce needs to be added to the 40-man. I don't really. We'll just go. Let's just go. Maybe an injury, like as bad as it sounds, maybe an injury will happen, and it is what it is. So let's go to spring training. Started out 7-1 or something. Started like 7-1, so we kind of faltered there at the end. I mean, Reagan's 4-0, 1.67. Gee, Merry Christmas. So what could we do here with Reagan's? I mean, he's sitting paid 32 mil now. What's he want? 37? Sheesh. 34 for another year. I mean, the max I think we could do is 5 years. He's still 37. We'll see. I would love to bring him back. I just don't know if it's going to be a thing that we could do, especially with some other contracts here, like Pasquantino, I guess I got arbitration. James Wood, I'm going to need to sign him too. I guess he's got arbitration too. Because Pasquantino, I look at him. What's he want? 12 mil? Mayor wants 17 mil. So, yeah, you're going to arbitration, buddy. 100%. I'll give you 10 mil. I'll give you 12 mil, not 17. We just got some pretty big contracts coming up. I'm not sure we can just go after Cole Reagans here and kind of go all in. So we're gonna have to keep that in mind too. Either that, or we gotta open up some salary cap space if we're gonna do that. Let's take a look. I just want to see, is there any relief pitchers that struggled? Not really, because I really need Ponce to be up. I really need Ponce to be up. He's hitting 289. I mean, he's ready. He's ready. I'm so excited for him. Yeah, we really need Ponce up. Now, before we do anything, let's take a look at the roster and see what we want to do here for the 26 actives. Looks like we got some waivers. Oh, no. Who do we waiver? We waiver James MacArthur. I mean, that's fine probably. Daniel Lynch, that's probably fine. Not ideal, but it is what it is. Boland's fine. Clark is fine. Starting pitching-wise, we have everybody up here that we want. Yep, McClellan's up here. Perfect. Stops at Zerpa. Perfect. Yeah, Salvi needs to go down. And then Ponce needs to come up. I figured those were the changes I need to do. So we're going to move. I don't understand this. So let's trade Verdugo and bring Ponce up. Because I don't mind him going to AAA to start the year, because I just feel like, although he might be ready, I don't feel like he's like ready like James Wood is. And then Gavin Cross needs to come up. Okay, so we got more than I thought. So Cross needs to come up. Verdugo needs to leave. Figured it out. So we'll do Verdugo and Champlain. Don't hate it. Getting rid of a $2.8 million contract is fine with me. Any other big contracts just laying around? Okay, and then we'll go prospects. New one. Let's just do that. We'll complete that trade. Okay, so that gets rid of those two. So now we should have two guys. Okay, cool. So now we go over here. Ponce goes up to MLB. And then we got Gavin Cross in MLB as well. Cool. So, all right, to start off, and I'll mess with AAA, AA off camera, so I won't mess with that now. But taking a look at our MLB roster, this is what we got so far at starting pitcher. We got Crochet R1, Reagans 2, Baz 3, 4 Mayer, and 5 is Kumar Rocker. Then we got another guy down here in McClellan who's going to be starting at least off in the bullpen. But I mean, you know, if injuries happen, we'll be hopefully good to have him come up and help. And then again, we have Bartolo Gomez, who's ready for the pros, but like we just don't have the spots for him. So either one could be a trade piece, or two, we could have injuries or something that we need to take care of in the, you know, throughout the season. Relief pitching, feeling good about what we got in Rasmussen, Bubic, Urseg, Foley, and Zerpa. And then we also have our closer, Brian Abreu. Excited about that as well. So I feel like our pitching's stacked. I feel like our pitching is always stacked. So good to see that. Then we got catchers. Fermin's back. Blake Mitchell probably going to take over the starting role there. Fermin mostly just filling in, and then Salvador Perez is on there until he decides to retire. Yeah. Deserves to be here, you know, he deserves all the money, deserves all the accolades, everything for Salvador Perez. Then first baseman, we got Caglione starting in Pasquantino. We'll have to see how this works out, because Pasquantino is probably going to be our DH guy, I would assume. So Mitchell going to be starting center or catcher. Then we go first baseman. We go Caglione at first. Vinny Pasquantino probably a DH. I don't know. I think maybe we go Ponce for starting out. Massey or 2. Yeah, we're doing that. So Ponce will be our one, or be our starting second baseman. Massey will be our backup. Kobe Mayo at third base. Shortstop Bobby Witt. Left field James Woods. Center field Acuna going to start us off in center field this year, and then right field will be Victor Robles with Alec Burleson on the bench. So excited about it. I think, honestly, I think this is the year we win it all. I think if we have a good offensive team, if we have a team offensively that can do some damage, higher averages, Bobby Witt starting to hit closer to 300 instead of 250, I feel like those make differences. And if we do enough of those little differences, I think our pitching is still going to be elite. I think the pitching's not going to be a problem at all. I think if we do all that, we're going to set in a good spot where we can actually give the Dodgers a run for the World Series. But we're going to have to figure that out in the next episode. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also, feel free to hit that red subscribe button and comment down below. Let me know what your favorite sign of the offseason was, whether it was a trade or a free agent. We did get a couple of free agent relief pitchers. Tell me which one you either liked or didn't like. Tell me who you think we should go out and try to get here in this season. Until next time, Slacker out.